in every match, but sometimes I forget. But we can see there's a raid coming in from our enemy forces on both sides. But unless he's going to get a warp prism out, he's going to warp in some guys. They're not going to do a whole lot of damage. They're going to kill my queen, but that's about it. And on the other hand, Card Jr. is able to use his force fields and mop up those marines, but he lost a lot of probes in the process, which is kind of unfortunate. I lost my queen, but that's okay because I had another queen right there, and it didn't matter a whole lot. Oh, and I was pinging at him to try and get those phoenixes to destroy those dropships, but he's a little bit slow. Anyway, you can see what I did with my Banelings here is I know that he's got a large ground force, and every time someone is going to lead a ground force out of the space, it's got to come right through here. So I've burrowed these Banelings, waiting for the perfect opportunity for them to unburrow and kill, you know, whatever happens to be coming in. And also here comes my Hydralisk force as well. And I'm also just going to have them burrow right outside the enemy's base. And also Card is flying around with these phoenixes. I wanted him to see what front defenses he had, and apparently he's got none. And I'm thinking, you know, in my head I was thinking of attacking. I was thinking of pushing the attack, but I guess I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I believe that, you know, Colossi would have torn me up. But you know, I should have talked to Card a little bit more, because those Phoenix can attack the Colossi, and because Colossi count as both air and ground units, so they can still attack it and kill it. But I didn't talk to him about it, and then again I couldn't see the enemy forces. And Card has, you know, a decent sized ground force, but probably not enough to push the enemy. And also I wanted to spring my trap. Also we can see that our enemy has expanded. We didn't check the expansions as much as we probably should have. And he's, you know, just flying these things around and still harassing. And I think I tell him to, at one point, check the expansions. Well, I've expanded to the high yield mineral fields. And I'm just going to continue to pump wave after wave of Hydralisk out. But unfortunately, our enemy does have a good counter to Hydralisk, which is Colossi, and they just kind of, if they stand in a straight line, they tear up Hydralisks. So I got my forces all, the entirety of my forces all sitting here, lying in wait, burrowed for the opportune moment to strike. Yeah, here's the point. I tell them to go check the expansions. Also, I had an infestor coming in. I can't remember what I did with him. I think I just kind of let him to his own death. I was planning to. Oh, never mind. Here we go. Here's the battle, and I wasn't expecting them to all charge out of the battle here. And there we go. There we go. The Banelings come out and they tear apart this enemy force. They just rip up all those Marines, and then the real battle begins. And I'm trying to take down these Colossus, but they're too much for my Mutalisks. And as I'm trying to take care of the Colossus, they tear down the rest of our army with this superior force. But those Banelings significantly put a dent in them, and they did terrible damage to them. Let's rewind that. Let's watch that again. So speeding it up a little bit. There we go. Tell them to check the expansions. And flies off. And he sees that he's building there, and at this point they decide that they're going to attack. They're going to bring the entire force out to attack, and I wasn't expecting them to do this, but I guess they weren't expecting my Banelings either, so I borrow them and wait them, and here they come! Banelings again! Terrible, terrible damage! Destroying like a half of that force. It was awesome. But still, this force was better than ours, and those Colossi were able to tear up most of my Hydralisks, and at, you know, a great loss to my forces. I was able to do significant damage to them, but I'm immediately reproducing all of these forces, training them, and Card did not commit a significant amount of his land forces to that battle. So he still has a pretty decent sized land force, but at this point these guys think that they have the advantage. They're going to move out, they're going to start trying to attack these expansion points. I got Hydralisks back in the field. Now without a Colossi to defend them, they'll be easy targets. He's got only a few Stalkers defending his base, and these enemy forces are going to push up the ramp. He's got more Stalkers coming in, including a force of carriers. I got my Hydralisk ready to come in and flank around. These Stalkers are going to go toe-to-toe now. And he's going to use those force fields to divvy up those forces. Not that effective this time. Able to stop most of the Terran forces from coming in, but not stopping those Stalkers and Immortals from tearing apart his land force. But those carriers come in and start doing damage. I flank around with my Hydralisks, and now this force is surrounded, being bombarded from air and behind, and the land force is destroyed at this point. And now again, initiative has switched. Also, he attacked my expansion point. I didn't realize this until later, but it's okay, considering that I still had like a billion drones and another expansion point at the high yield mineral field. I wasn't too worried about this. Also, I had plenty of resources backlogged myself, so not too worried about that one. Anyway, I pretty quickly reformed and rebuilt this force of Hydralisks, and I'm going to send them right back to where they last left off. Yeah, unfortunately I lost all the drones there. And I'm thinking that at this point I can attack fairly effectively and kill them, considering I took out most of their forces. But he's still got a pretty sizable force here. I see this. I gotta retreat. Gonna lose a couple Zerglings, but I was able to provoke our enemy's arrogance, and they're gonna come out and try and follow me. So this is like Art of War stuff. If you see your enemies arrogant, you want to provoke them into arrogance and find a place where you can attack them. And our forces are here, and we're gonna put up another fight, going toe-to-toe. These carriers are gonna fight this vastly superior land force. And these carriers are distracting their units, and we're able to do a pretty decent amount of damage to this force. Again, the superior force. And able to do a ton of damage. And then I got my Hydralisk reinforcements coming in, and they're gonna prove too much for these guys, and they're gonna have to fall back. So basically, I just kind of threw, you know, wave after wave of my own men into the breach until you know, victory was achieved. So now again, I think I have the initiative, and I'm ready to attack once more. And it turns out they didn't have a lot of forces this time. They're able to warp in some reinforcements fairly quickly, and I'm going to see that I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot of damage. I thought I was going to be able to burrow and hide a little bit, but it turns out he had an observer there, so that wasn't very effective. And again, more Hydralisk reinforcements coming in, but at this point I'm running out of gas. I'm running out of resources to use to throw my men into the meat grinder. But those zealots came out of the breach pretty quickly, and I was able to mop them up. And I'll see he's got another Colossus out. I'm not going to be able to take this force. Though I was kind of a little bit pissed off at this point, because I felt like I was carrying the fight all by myself, and Card really wasn't doing anything. I mean, he had this like vast land force, and we probably could have, you know, stormed the base at a moment's notice, but he was just kind of sitting around and building gateways. I was a little bit upset about that. So, when we form our forces, we're kind of deciding what we're going to do at this point. He's warping in more and more reinforcements. So I decided I'm going to attack again. He's got a siege tank here. Maybe I'll destroy it, but, you know, again, too much. And now, considering now that I'm pretty much out of gas, but I got a ton of minerals, I'm deciding to switch to Zerglings. Also, gonna grab their speed upgrade a little bit, because I had been using Zerglings very much during the match, and they weren't upgraded and ready for battle. Trying to rebuild my damaged Hydralisk core. And also I'm gonna send these Zerglings out to see what's going on. And during the raid, they were able to find a nice base here for us. For us to attack and take over. And that again provoked them into charging our forces. And they're gonna come out of the gap. They're gonna try and battle us here. And I'm gonna send in my Hydralisk to take down those Colossi before they do a significant amount of damage to our forces. And they're able to do just that. Those Colossus go down. Then I turn them and start taking out those Vikings to defend his carrier fleet. And they were able to take out his carrier fleet, unfortunately. But at this point, it's all over. Charge the gap with what I have left. Incoming the reinforcements. And it's all over. Our troops are in their base, killing their dudes. And there's not a whole lot they can do at this point. So it's going to be a GG pretty quick. It was a glorious battle. I really liked this battle. I really enjoyed it just because I got to throw wave after wave of my own men at something, and I got to spring a Baneling ambush. Anyway, there's the GG from our enemies. I hope you guys enjoyed that. This is going to be JosefVStalin signing off for now, and I hope you'll join me next time where we'll have some other crazy StarCraft battle to show you guys. Also, if you got a replay that you think is awesome, you're more than welcome to send that over to me, and I'll watch it and do commentary on it, and if I think it's awesome enough, it'll go up on YouTube. So, with all that being said, you guys take care.